Welcome to the Dr. Mudgil podcast. This is episode 95, and we are in the middle of September here. A couple of weeks now into the school year. It is, it's been hot, but kind of cooled down a little bit overnight. So fall is in the air. Football season has started. College football season started a little while ago. Lots of exciting stuff in sports. Giants suck. Unfortunately, I'm a Giants fan, but we just got shellacked, which was awful to see. Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers, as I'm sure you're all aware, had a devastating injury, so that stinks for us New York fans. Obviously, thoughts and prayers for Aaron Rodgers for a speedy recovery, but he's out for the rest of the season. I think the most exciting sports story is CU and Coach Primetime. Been having fun watching that and following that story. I mean, what an amazing story that is. What an amazing human he is. He's such an inspiring guy, and I'm just so excited to see what's going to transpire this season. But so far, it's been amazingly exciting. So bringing it back to this podcast. So this podcast is going to be kind of like a thoughts of the week style podcast. The new school year has started, and much of what I think about, basically most of the time, stems from like conversations I have with my kids. And I know I've spoken about this before, but obviously, being a dad, my kids are take up a huge part of my thoughts of the day. And I was thinking about a conversation I was having with my daughter. And I've also been thinking about, I mentioned CU and Deion Sanders, the coach there. I'm thinking about him a lot, and then I've just been thinking about discipline and all that sort of stuff. So I was so again, this is going to be a thoughts of the week style podcast, and it's going to be I'm going to be talking about like discipline, achieving goals, the things that I always talk about, but hopefully like a different context that hopefully may resonate, especially to you youngsters out there who are starting a new school year or starting your residency or your fellowship if you're in medicine. So I was having a conversation with my daughter, and she was talking about like a dream that she had. Not a dream like while she was sleeping, but like, a dream, an aspiration that she has for herself. And she sent me like a very long text message. We had like a parents conversation with my daughter the night before, and it was a serious conversation. Sometimes you have to have those with your kids. And my daughter, I silence my phone at night when I go to bed. So I shut off all my alerts and stuff just so I can focus on getting rest and getting sleep. And they pop back on at 7 in the morning. And on Monday, I was actually headed to work very early. My alert had popped up, all the messages from overnight, all the emails and text messages and stuff from overnight come through. And I got a really long text message from my daughter, just talking about her dreams and how she feels like she may have let herself down, and how she, she felt like she may have let me down, and she was disappointed, kind of down on herself. And I was thinking about it. It was a very well written text message. Obviously, it was she was thinking a lot about it and put a lot of thought into sending it. And I wrote her obviously a loving, reassuring message back, because I have tremendous faith in my daughter and my kids, and I know she's capable of doing amazing things, as we all are. But one of the things that I said to her, and again, this had me thinking about a bunch of things, but one of the things I said to her is like, you can't wish a dream to come into fruition. You have to work a dream to come into fruition. And a lot of us, and then it had me actually really thinking, I actually hate the word dream. I mean, like, dreams to me are like really outlandish, far-fetched things. Like, I dream about winning the lottery. I dream about winning the Mega Millions. That's like, there's like a 1 in a gajillion chance that can happen. That's a dream. But something that you can actually achieve is not a dream. It's a goal. And the way what my daughter was referring to as a dream is actually a goal. It's something that's attainable. It's a smart goal. It's specific. It's measurable. It's attainable. It's relatable. It's timely. It's something that she's very capable of achieving. So dreams to me are something that are so far-fetched. That's like, 1 in a gajillion chance of winning the lotto, something along those lines. But anything else, anything you're actually capable of accomplishing, getting into shape, losing 10 pounds, doing great on a test, whatever the case may be, those are goals, not dreams. So first things first, so if it's a goal and it's a smart goal, something that you can achieve, the way you achieve that goal is through work. And work is kind of like, that's where, the work is where the work comes into play. And that's where you have to grind, put the pedal, just hustle. You got to hustle and grind and get those daily wins, do whatever you have to do to achieve whatever your goal may be, not your dream, whatever your goal may be. And the way you get that done is by having a tremendous amount of discipline, which brought me to another amazing person. I was actually thinking about a quote by Mike Tyson, where he was talking about, how discipline is such a critical part of achieving any goal that you have. And he defines discipline as discipline is doing what you hate doing, but doing it like you love it. The quote's something like that. Doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. And I love that, because anyone who is great at anything, anyone who has achieved something special does that. They do the things that they don't want to do, but they do it like they love it. And I'll give you some for instances. Anyone who's like into bodybuilding, lifting weights, that sort of stuff, invariably most people that are into that hate leg day. Everyone loves doing arms and chest and back and shoulders. You see the pump, it's exciting, but legs is just like pure work. And most people who lift hate doing leg day, but you have to do leg day, and you have to get through leg day, even though you may hate it. You have to get through it and get through all the exercises and get through all the reps, and you have to do it like you love it. So I don't particularly love leg day, but I do it twice a week. Today was leg day for me. Monday's leg day for me. And I do it like I love it. I don't love doing cardio. I don't think anyone loves doing cardio, but I do it 4 or 5 times a week, and I do it like I love it. That's what anyone who has a goal that they're really trying to achieve, that's the discipline that's required. You have to do the things that you don't like to do, but you have to do them like you love them. Kobe Bryant, classic example. So Kobe Bryant, obviously someone who is amazingly talented, right? Like he just had a gift from God to play basketball, as do lots of other people in the NBA. But Kobe was describing like why he was so much better than so many players in the NBA, and that came down to discipline and the separation that he created between himself and other players. And you know how he did it? I'll tell you how he did it. So most players would, in the off season will, most players, especially these days, most players work out during the off season. They're trying to like work on something specific or get their body in better shape or work on their flexibility or their strength or all of those things. And the way they do that is, they train every day. They get their training session in, they get their rest in, and, they have their one workout a day, which is a lot, to try to get towards their goal. But what Kobe said is what he would do is he would get up at like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning. He'd get a workout in, then he'd eat something, get some rest, and then he'd get another workout in like later in the morning. Then he'd eat something, then he'd get some rest. Then he'd get another workout in the afternoon. Then he'd eat something and get some rest. Then he'd get another workout in, and then he would have dinner and then go to sleep. So most people were working out 1 time a day. Kobe was working out 4 times a day. And what he says is you do that year after year after year after year after year, and that separation that you have between other players. So yeah, he may have been one of the best players when he entered the NBA, but every year that separation got greater and greater and greater and greater, so much so that you couldn't catch up to him. Michael Jordan, very much the same way. Tiger Woods, same thing, worked harder than anybody else, even though he had probably more talent than anyone else, but that he created that incredible separation. Serena Williams, another classic example. I'm sure when she was 5 years old, she didn't want to be banging tennis balls for hours on end. She'd rather be watching Sesame Street or playing with her toys or doing what 5-year-olds typically do. But she was grinding. She was creating that separation from such an early age. That's why she's such a legend. One of the GOATs. Tom Brady, same thing. Just everything that he does is incredibly attentive to detail. He creates separation with his, the way he takes care of his body, his nutrition, his workouts, all that sort of stuff. Anyone who is a GOAT does those things. So to bring it all full circle, if you have a goal that is realistically achievable, and it could be a very, very lofty goal, never call that goal a dream. A dream is something that's like akin to winning the lotto. It's something that's so exceptionally rare that it's almost impossible to achieve. But if it's something that's in your grasp, something that, I don't care if it takes you years to get to whatever that may be, never call it a dream, always call it a goal. And then the way you achieve that goal is by having a tremendous amount of discipline, doing the things that you don't want to do, but doing them like you love them. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful, restful weekend, or just ready to crush and dominate the week ahead. Let's get it.